Welcome to our newest show called The Shit Show in Nigeria. Okay, so we all know Nigeria is just full of shit right now. 40 people killed in ZK, and I think it's in Plateau State. Herdsmen killed 40 Christians. I guess in Nigeria, if you live in Plateau and you're a Christian, your life means nothing to the country. It means nothing to anybody. Since last year, this time, 1,300 people have been killed in Plateau. Plateau State now is one of the most violent places in the Black world. Do you know what it means for 1,000 people to die in one state in a year? That's even worse than Brazil and America, which has drug violence. So, very well done to Nigeria. What are your thoughts, Kule?
It's a bit of a disgrace. It's a disaster that's going to be ignored. I think the president is just going to say, oh, it's a shame. We're going to launch investigation. You know how Israel launches investigations. I don't think anything is being done seriously about it. There is a shift I've noticed. Government seems to be inclined to protect these cow Fulani.
Fulani guys, Fulani, yeah.
Yes, because there was a man that was attacked by Fulani herdsmen with a knife. He defended himself and killed the herdsman, and he was condemned. He was condemned to death by the Supreme Court.
Yeah.
Then, when you have these terrorists attacking, killing, raping, and looting, then they get all these. They get all these amnesties and all these. Then they get rewarded, you know. And there have been so many stories of politicians and senators feeding these people money. Then there's been reports of some of these Fulani herdsmen tearing up farms. And they're saying they're trying to do so because they're trying to get GMO crops into Nigeria by destroying our own local crops. I don't know how much of it is true, but what I do know is that the government is not being serious about tackling this problem. I mean, there's so many foreign American bases. I saw a map of the number of bases that we have of America that we have in Nigeria. I mean, we used to farm out ECOMOG to protect West Africa, and now we're in a situation where we can't provide basic security in our own country. How and when did that happen? That is also another part of bad governance. It's not just corruption, because I mean, something like this was unheard of under the military government. You couldn't do these things under military government. It wasn't possible. So there is a denigration of the entire system, and it's beginning to look like we might not survive to the next election turnover. And even if we do,
I doubt that too.
I think that the corruption has so entrenched itself that I don't even believe we're going to have a proper election in 2027, because any proper election would see this government out. And once that doesn't happen, there's going to be some kind of coup or revolution around the corner. We're not far away from it. Tinubu is like one of those old school, corrupt, perfect storm politicians that there's nothing you can do. You know, I mean, even the way he talks is like when he told France that, oh, the children of Nigeria can't eat, that we need $500 million so that they can eat. When he went to France.
Children of where? The children of who?
Yeah.
2 or 3 visits ago, 2 or 3 previous official
He said the
visits.
children of where?
Yes, I mean, I don't even know what happened to that money. It's not mentioned. There's no mention of what the government is spending these monies on. It's just out of control. It's completely out of control. It's a shambles. And I feel frustrated that all we can do is lament what's going on. And it feels like a situation of hopelessness. We can only talk about it.
It's so hopeless. It's so hopeless that you shouldn't waste your time even lamenting it. Because why must you suffer? Here's my philosophy in life. My philosophy in life is that if I can't stop your suffering, why must I suffer by crying for you, since it's not going to help you? So let me at least take care of myself. That's what we have to get to now, because there's nothing we can do to save the lives of those people there. So since that is the case, it means those guys are dead. They're finished. So what we need to do is to just gather our own energy and try to survive this rubbish. That's the way I look at it.
I'm beginning to think that that Lagos State should just break off and call itself a country. I mean, it's the only viable state in Nigeria. I don't know anywhere else you can buy land and buy a house and say you want to rent it for any kind of real money because of the security.
Yeah, it's just Lagos and Abuja. Lagos and Abuja. Any other states?
They're not, well, even Abuja is, if you're a politician, I mean, Abuja, they don't wake up, you don't see this. And in Lagos, 5 a.m. in the morning, everybody's going to work. That's not Abuja. Abuja is just stolen money
True. What
circulating.
about Port Harcourt? What about Port Harcourt? What about the East? What about those cities in the East? Those big cities?
Just in turmoil. It's just in turmoil. It's not functioning. It's permanently on fire.
A lot of political assassinations in the East.
Yes, there's so much injustice at the federal level. They've really managed to get their hands into exploiting it because that's where all the wealth is. I was almost thinking, yes, because of the wealth of the Southeast, that they should join with the Southwest and secede and be a country. But there's so much a rape of that part of the world that it's not even developed. The people are not developing the education system, all the infrastructures. There's so much and so much insecurity as well in the East. It's really far behind Lagos. The Southwest is becoming increasingly insecure, but the Middle Belt and the North are in a class of their own when it comes to this insecurity. So, I mean, the hope is that some of the more organized states are able to come together and form something that's organized and break away from the nonsense that's going on in the rest of Nigeria. Because, I mean, there's a lot of peace and stability and organization. I think in Lagos, despite the madness, I don't want to preempt anything, but sometimes it feels like it's only a matter of time before this plague of nonsense.
It's already started. It's already started in some places like Ondo State and other places. Some of these Fulani people are now taking small land from Yoruba people too.
Yeah. 10 years ago, I wouldn't be afraid to travel to other states for weddings and such. But now, my traveling days I'm getting less and less confident. Even driving too far into Lekki, and you're talking about kidnappings.
I was having the same conversation with a friend of mine just some hours ago that I can't even go further than Ibadan. Anything more than Ibadan, I can't even go. Like if it's not by air, say by travel by car, if it's not Ibadan, anything after Ibadan, I'm not going. Even Ogun State self, just if you are more than if it's more than Ibadan, there is no point because you can get kidnapped. Or on Benin Road now, that place now is a kidnappers den. Like everybody knows what is going on there, and still yet our security apparatus, none of them is doing anything. You keep hearing about kidnapping weekly, every weekly. Even a lot of it is underreported. A lot of killings in Nigeria right now is underreported. Even the 50 people they claim that died in Plateau State. I'm reading from one of the what's it called? One of the indigenes there, an eyewitness. He said it is more than 50. Of course, anything our media says is 50. You just have to double it.
Yeah, even the official record, they're saying that it's more than 50. Even what I read, so I know that it's happening.
So these are the big problems that we're facing, and there doesn't seem to be any solution. Even when you look at who was the labor union guy that the police called him and threatened him, and since then the guy has kept quiet. You know what I'm talking about, the labor.
So as in a lot of rumors around even that one. That one has collected.
Yeah, they probably threatened his life, and they said, "Oh boy, step down." So what I'm saying is, we don't have a labor union, and here's the thing: if people are getting killed in Port Harcourt, not in Port Harcourt, in Plateau State.
Plateau State.
Yeah, it doesn't matter where it is. We know that the North controls that part of the country, but
this is not. You know that is it not last month? Same thing happened. About 45 people killed last month. Still in Plateau State.
And then a couple of months ago, the military was in a standoff near the border with Boko Haram guys. So what we're saying is that Nigeria has collapsed. And we can't take this idea that because it's not happening to me in Lagos, that it's okay. These Fulani people are now beginning to come down to the Southwest. Like you said, it's unsafe. So
just last week, the governor of Borno State was saying that Boko Haram and all these bandits there are gaining more grounds. This is something he gave a press conference saying that bandits in Boko Haram, they are gaining ground in his own state, in Borno State.
What I'm trying to say is that Nigeria's problem still boils down to, I keep saying this for every country, socialism. Nigeria is a rich country with resources. The resources of Nigeria should be used to make sure that every Nigerian has access to safe environment, to water, to electricity, to police, everything. Everybody should be doing. Nigeria is rich enough Nigeria has more resources than Germany, but Germany was a rich country until recently. So what I'm saying is that with all the resources Nigeria has, it's mismanagement, it's lack of a labor union, it's lack of the citizens of our country who have having real patriotism, where we say none of our citizens must suffer. Look at how white people stick together. When Russia attacked Ukraine, every white person in the world sent money to help Ukraine. When I was going to stores in America, they would say, "Can you please give 5 cents to Ukraine?" I said, "I'm not giving 5 cents to nobody." White people giving money to Ukraine. White Americans putting the flag of Ukraine on their house.
Ukrainians are even
Let me finish. Let me finish. We black people, especially Nigerians, we don't give a fuck about ourselves. We don't come together. We have no organizations which are looking for the well-being of our people. There's not one organization in Nigeria. There's not one community which has the consciousness for let's take care of ourselves. What are you going to say, Kunle?
Yeah, I was going to say Ukrainians themselves are even racist. I mean,
yeah, they don't like black people. The first thing they did was the Ukrainian war.
Refugees that came to England, some of them, some black people wanted to take them in, and they said they don't trust the black people, but they trust the white people that have been killing them in their country. So I mean, they have their own issues. And then also during that invasion, some of the Nigerians and foreign black people that were trapped in Ukraine, they were not letting them escape. They were making sure that they were the last to get out, if at all they were able to get out. So I mean, I have very little sympathy for.
Oh yeah, no, but the point I was trying to make is that if you look at the white people and white countries, they at least look out for themselves a little bit. We Nigerians, from citizens, none of us look out for ourselves to the point where even within a Yoruba family, someone will travel and he won't tell his brother and sister and mother that he's leaving.
We still do that. We still do that today.
They may be jealous.
I do know serious ideology about that. Like you thinking that somebody.
So even at the family level in Nigeria, even at the family level, there's no loyalty. So how can there be loyalty?
Yeah, no loyalty. Yeah. This is a very strong word that you just said. No loyalty among ourselves, even within family. Not talk of. Because I was even about to say that what we need right now is to come together and be united and face this our people before all these Western and European countries or all these white countries come to forming that they are coming to our aid. And we all know that there's always something behind it. If they come to our aid,
I'm going off topic, but there's Chinese people now.
Don't look at what is going on in Ukraine now. Yeah. They will say they want to come and defend the people. At the end of the day, it's our resources and so before they come now, instead of us to come together and fight these people and take our country back, I don't want us to go through what South Africa and Ukraine is going through right now. If we don't do something now, because right now you can if you are following this America mission to all these their embassy mission tweets and in their Twitter page, they are actively following what is going on in Nigeria. You know, Trump is a Christian and most of his people are Christians, so they are really interested in the killings of these Christians in Nigeria, and this simply shows that America is eyeing this current government is eyeing our country.
Yeah, I'll give you another example. The U.S. says that white South Africans are free to come and become American citizens to help them. We black folks, we don't work with each other at all, man. Look at even white Americans. White Americans are helping white South Africans.
The division has even started.
And it's vulnerable. And right now, this is a window where if we had some good leadership in progress, we'd be able to make a lot of gains based on the general chaos that's going around the world order right now. It's unfortunate that the people that we have in power are not going to further that.
No. For example, look at Mali and Burkina Faso. They're taking advantage of this thing and they're doing well for their people. We'll continue. Yeah, although it's just a start. Let's keep an eye on them because it's just a start. But so far, so good. Go ahead.
Yeah, we need a Burkina Faso-like leader. We need some kind of popular revolution. Maybe not coup, because some coups they may be generated with somebody who has his own self-interest behind him, and they become like that kind of what I was talking about the other day when I said that you want to reset the system, but you now get rid of the few good things and then start doing nonsense. We need a proper revolutionary, popular revolution. I don't even care if it's...
It has to come from the ground. It has to come from the ground level, but be supported at the top.
And it needs to be popularly backed. And then the people who are in power, who are robbing this country blind, need to be seen to pay, just the way that Jerry Rawlings made those people pay when he managed to right the wrongs of the system.
Yeah.
We
Can you
need
imagine the
some.
best times in Nigeria were when Babangida and Abacha were president? That's sad to say, but there was at
It,
least some level of order. And
it,
Shagari too, who was a
it's
civilian.
sad. Well, Sagari was. It's sad to say that the times that we made more progress was under military
Buhari.
rule. This
Yeah.
this government has actually reverted. I mean, if you look at what's going on with the oil refinery now, they're trying to, if you look at the federal government, is fighting Dangote, saying we don't like Dangote doing this, that, and the other. We're going to stop him, this and the other. All it did was build a refinery that works. So that means that all those other three, and that's caused a problem for them, which is why you understand why all those other three refineries that don't work, they're deliberately made not to work. Otherwise, they'll be stuck
Of
with
course, of
the
course,
they
of
has.
course.
Whether
All
you
right.
like that, so
So
that's why they've exposed the fact that they were lying. I mean, we always knew they were lying, but now we've exposed because now they see that Dangote refinery as a problem. They don't see it as an asset. They see it as a problem. Any working refinery in Nigeria is a problem for the government, and that's been exposed. That's the biggest one of the biggest issues. Now, for the next 10 years, that oil is still a major import for Nigeria that can help build its infrastructure. The way Dubai has done so, and they've now moved on to other.
Yeah,
They've used that money to build the economy, and they're now divesting into other areas because they know oil isn't going to be there forever. We're not doing that. We're just going to run this oil dry, and then we're going to go to the next resource that is in high demand, and then run that dry. I don't think that there's any intention under this kind of government or leadership. And if we don't change it, it's just going to continue. So there has to be a revolution. And the people who are there, they need to be seen. Seen.
And another thing, Mr. Kule, another thing I want us to quickly, another thing I want
we
us
have
to
to go
quickly
soon,
talk
so let's
about
make
is,
it quick.
yeah. So is this coalition thing that is going on now? Me, I think it won't work. Because this article, this former governor of Kaduna State, that short man, El Rufai, and Peter Obi and some people, I think this coalition is not going to work because that is not what we do right now. I think we've gone past even contesting the election at this point because we all know that INEC is under the federal government. These current lawmakers in National Assembly, they are under Tinubu's pockets. The military. So I think what we, like you said, what we need is revolution. I think that is where we should be looking at because I don't think any coalition to take power from these people is not, and these people are ready to kill anybody and do whatever they need to do in order to maintain power.
Yeah, well, thank you. So we're going to end soon, but I'll let you finish. Kule, take a minute or two to take us out. Kule, you can finish your point. Go ahead.
Yeah. So that's why the triumvirates of Atiku and Obi and the third chap they mentioned. You see, I mean, it's money and power versus money and power. The question is whether, even if this party comes in, and there'll be a change, but we need to see change. The change needs to be seen by the people to create confidence in the people because we don't have that much time. We're running out of time as a country.
Yeah.
Advantage of
time is running out. That's what I said earlier.
Yes,
for Nigeria, time is running out for the black people on this earth. People say, "Oh, we have to plan 20 years." No, the time is now. There needs to be a revolution now. We're missing people like Gaddafi, those types of people. Whether you like them or not, these people were powerful enough that they could start a movement, but we don't have those people now. So we have to keep our eye out for who's going to be the person that's going to rally all of us together. Because Nigerians hate South Africa, South Africans hate Nigerians.
Nobody wants to do that right now. Everybody is now thinking that if I die now, what is going to happen? Nothing will happen.
No. Yeah, but what I'm saying is that's why it's dependent on a very powerful leader. We don't have any powerful leaders in Africa.
Yeah, we don't have any powerful leaders. We don't even have billionaires who is ready to risk it all. None of them. All of them, they are just
corrupt. They need to be competent. I think that's the problem with Tinubu is that
you have to be competent. Let me give you an example.
Also incompetent.
I'll give you an example. Castro, guys like Castro and co. So what we're saying, I think the only hope for Africa is hopefully these Mali and these guys, maybe they can try to vocalize and come together with African nations. But the other African, like West Africa, is pushing them away. You understand what I'm saying? But anyway, so we have to get out of here. This is a good show. So last thoughts, Said, and last thoughts, Kunle. Each of you, 1
Yeah,
minute, no
I
more
think
than no more than a minute. Okay, go ahead. Yeah.
yeah. So I think Nigerians, it's high time we come together and unite and face these people before the foreign influences start coming in and saying they want to fight for our rights. We know that we can fight for our rights ourselves, but just because we don't have that loyalty to each other or something, if we don't do it now, this foreign influence they will come and scatter the whole country for us, even beyond what we are facing now. So
Yeah.
I think it's high time we come together and just face them and take them out. That's
Thank
just
you.
it.
Thank you. Last thoughts, Kunle. Thank you. Very nice one.
By crook, we need to change the current governing system. Even if the OB and co come in and they're bad, we just need to have a change, a rotation. And during that rotation, it's like rolling the dice. Okay, the dice are loaded against us, but we need another roll of the dice, and we need it quick.
Yeah,
That's
we need
all.
to.
We need
Okay,
another roll.
yeah. Okay, so thanks for watching Focus on Nigeria. We want to ask people to like and subscribe. Keep watching us. It's
Yeah,
very
like
important.
and subscribe.
Anybody who watches this show, share it. If you care about Black people, if you care about Nigeria, share our show with your friends. Thank you. We're out of here. Okay.
All right, guys.
Thank you.
Okay.